If you're a fan of this podcast and just Thursday's not enough for you, you want bonus content, you want early access to the podcast, you want vlogs, you want the extra Sly Guy podcast, Dog Walks with Davey, early access to tickets and whenever I have merch codes, you can get that by going to patreon.com/Sly Guy podcast. For as little as £2 a month, you can get all that magical library of content. Oh, Zeddy. Don't know what that was, but you can do it by following the link in the description of this podcast. Don't be silly. Come to Patreon. We wouldn't be here in the guise that we are if it wasn't for Visual Antics. Visual Antics are a clothing brand who have produced the merch of this podcast. They are the ones who are responsible for me looking like I'm a drill rapper from Southeast London right now. Did you get me? Got me cause, yeah, you got that food, yeah? All because of them, this sweet hat. The Sly Guy Podcast Fox hat. The logo hat is on my head and you can get it at visualanticsapparel.com where you can find the entire range of Sly Guy Podcast merch. The link is in the description of the podcast, so you can just head right over there and see, would I like to acquire some of this? Yes, please, Sherlock. You can do it by following that link. And if you want, you're thinking, cost of living crisis, times are tough, I get you. That's why you can get 10% off with the discount code SLYGUY10 at checkout. That's visualanticsapparel.com. Uses discount code SLYGUY10 for merch discounts on my merch. And all the other merch can get stuffed, but use mine. SLYGUY10. Tell them Davey sent you. Guys, it's Friday night. You've had a tough week. The kids have done your head and work's been stressful. You're just having some relationship difficulties. That's life. Sometimes it happens. You just want to sit down, put your feet up, and have a nice cold beer. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm just getting these beers that everybody knows from the shop, just generic beer. I'm losing all affection towards my beer. Do you want to make love with the beer again? You can do that by drinking Modest. You want to go out, you want to pre-game with your friends, you want to get the pints in before you leave the house, you just want to have a beer that you can chin and enjoy. You can do that with Modest beer. You're out having a romantic meal with your partner in a BYO restaurant. The food is fantastic. The crack is good, but the beer's better. Modest beer. You want all of this. You want a beer for any occasion. Modest Beer have got you covered. You can check out their website, modestbeer.co.uk, to see the wide range of beer that they have. And when you're out there and you're thinking to yourself, not only do I like the beer that they're offering, I like the look of I like the look. I like to wear some Modest merch. Hey, they've got a clothes store too. And you can fill up your basket with beer. You can fill up your basket with merch. And as you're headed to the checkout, you stop right there. And you say, Cyril, don't be ringing that through yet. Oh, no, sorry, Bob. If I've got a discount code. And that discount code is SLYPA15. You say, Cyril, 15% off, please. And he'll go, sure, I've already rung it through. And you just go, Cyril, shh. 15% off. SLYPA15. Davey sent you. And by the way, Cyril, see if you don't know what Modest Beer is all about. You should be fired from working on their website. But secondly, you should sign up to their brews letter. Get emails into your account every month. Find what's going on with Modest Beer. Cheers, Cyril. Thanks for asking me for an ID. You made me feel fucking old. I'm way home to drink my beers. Modest Beer. Link in the description of the podcast.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Sly Guy podcast. If you're a returning visitor, thank you for your ears. Thank you for your eyes. If you're watching YouTube, if you're a newbie, come on in. You're very welcome. Welcome to this podcast. If you haven't already subscribed, now you're here. Hit the subscribe button. Whether you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Get the Sly Guy podcast coming in your ears and in your eyes every single Thursday. That's me to you. I appreciate the people who have joined. And hopefully, if this is the first time you're looking at me, I'm looking right into your eyes. Subscribe. Do it. Go on. You'll not regret it. Big shout out to all the listeners who've been with us a long time. We love the long time listeners. I appreciate them. I love them. And I want to give a big shout out to one listener in particular, listening to this podcast, no doubt, in bed as she's going to sleep. And that's Dr. Charlotte. Dr. Charlotte, I appreciate you. I love that you listen to the podcast when you're going to sleep. Jack was telling me all about it whenever I was over in Newcastle, telling me all about how you listen to this podcast to go to sleep. I don't know whether I should be honoured or insulted. I would say 95% honoured, 5% like you should be listening to this when you're hype. You know, when you're getting pumped for the day, you should be listening to this, not going to sleep. But anyway, pleasure for your ears, as always. And that's the only shout out I'm doing on this week's podcast. You're very fortunate, but welcome to the podcast anyway. It is a special episode this week. It is a fun episode. It is a silly episode. If you're a first-time listener or a first-time watcher, wow, what a one to get on board with. Because what it is, it's the two people you don't want at the birthday party. It's Daddy and your Uncle Mick. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I could go on and tell you what we're talking about. You know what? It doesn't do it justice. It's always a silly time when Mick's on the podcast. If you haven't seen it on here before, what have you been doing? It's just two fun guys getting let out of the house, letting loose, and I was going to say something vulgar, it rhymes with loose, but we'll say letting loose and drinking booze, I guess, I suppose, anyway. But what am I doing? All I'm doing is delaying the inevitable. This is the Sly Guy podcast with my guest, Micky Bartlett. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Micky Bartlett's back at the Sly Guy podcast. Here we are. Last time we were on, we did a clip, didn't we? And it sort of, a few people
big
saw
numbers, like
millions?
Was it a million?
Millions? I don't know what the fuck that was.
Well, for one wee homophobic joke at a party.
And you know what? People are trying to say that the woke world's killing us. Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys.
Woke's over, man.
Woke is done.
Yeah, people
Woke
just
is
want to
done.
laugh. People just want to have a bit of good bit of crack.
Do you know what? I've been getting like, do you ever dip into that, in and out of it? You're like dipping in, you're getting annoyed by it, and you're like, fuck these guys, I'm going to. You know what? I think it's all from the heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
As long as you say it with the right intention.
Man, it's always been the same.
Yeah.
I have this theory that the reason people get annoyed about comedy, right? Because it looks like we're not doing anything. So when you're doing stand-up, it looks like you're just standing on stage talking. And like, if people don't like Coldplay, for example, they go, I fucking hate Coldplay. But if they don't like comedians, they're like, I fucking hate Micky Bart. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So because they think they think they can do it.
Yeah.
They don't realize there's a lot of work goes into it.
I think that's a thing here too.
That's me being an
especially.
artist there.
You know, that's it. Like, I remember someone wrote something about me, why don't you just die? And I was like, I've fucking shit to do. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I'd be I mean, it's alright. Why don't I just die? Like, sometimes I die. Like, I died last Wednesday at Lavery's.
Yeah, we die all the time.
We die. But like, why don't I just die? Because you think about this, when I just die, my poor family would be really upset. And you're sitting there with your your Man United MUFC @ handle on your fucking thing.
Aye.
You'll never walk alone in your bio. Get a fucking life.
Fucking get a fucking life.
Get a life. Fucking losers. Yeah, you know what? Live a bit. I'll die when you live a bit.
Go outside and fucking smell the roses.
You fruits. How about that? Yeah, woke. What about that? You fruits. Yeah, have some of that. Yeah. You fucking. Oh, speaking of which, woke. My.
I think was speaking of fruits.
Yeah, well, it was.
Philip Schofield's going to Castaway.
You know what they should have done? They should have merged a couple of things. They should have put him on a Castaway Island, but on the other half of the island, it's Epstein's island.
They should have called it "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me in There."
Yeah. Who would you send on the sex island? That's what I suggested, by the way. If anyone ever does this, instead of Love Island,
like a porn, like
just,
sex.
just gay dudes.
Just gay dudes.
It's just called, yeah, it's not. There's no love.
It's just gay dudes being dudes, and one straight guy. Like,
but that is a show somewhere that there's a group of and they find the straight.
Do you remember the show they had where it was like a dating show, and right at the end, it's like, oh, by the way, she's still technically a dude.
Yeah.
Didn't like a bunch of those people kill themselves? Like,
the main one, Miriam.
It was Miriam. That was the one. Yeah.
Miriam. Yeah, but she was Israeli, so I'm like,
fair enough, yeah,
listen, I am big fans in Tel Aviv, guys. Listen, the star. It's all good.
They're always dropping big fucking bombs.
Yeah, they are. Those guys don't give a fuck about being woke. They're all for. But yeah, she topped herself because.
Did she top herself? It was her, did it? Yeah.
Because people were like, "Oh, are you a dick and all?" She was like, "Well, that's all part of the game."
She's a lot of cracking pair of titties. So yeah. I mean, she was gorgeous.
But you know what? That was one of the things. Like, I remember we were probably like early, maybe mid-teens at that point. I was looking at going, "Fuck, we're pretty lads."
Aye.
You know, absolutely.
She's fucking right.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? Sucker dick. You know, given that big. But I think what happened, what the Sly thing was, the guy got told by a West bloke, and I think he went and boked and tried to smack her and all, and they're like,
yeah, because they get told live on camera, like. Yeah. But it's one of them things, man. That's because we were sort of talking about it briefly before we started here. The people that make TV shows sometimes are the most ruthless fucking. Because if something goes on TV and a producer's going, that'd be a great idea. Mm-hmm. It's not like the person on camera that. Or it's not the producer that takes the shit for it.
No.
It's the person on, you know.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like I've had a couple of instances over the years where I've gone, kiss my fucking heart.
Yeah, but have you found like more recently? You like, I remember something happened recently that I was like, I'm a changed man. Before I'd been like, oh no problem, sorry about that. Was that me? What's that? And now I think I was offered to do something, and I was like, you know what I'd rather do? Bend my dick round and shove it up my own arse. You know, no harm to it. I'd rather force my balls up my arse than have to do what you want me to do.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, but it's a good opportunity. And I'm like, yeah, to look like a fucking prick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's definitely been situations where, and I think it's because comedy's like, we've had the wee boom here the last couple of years. You have a bit more money, so you can, like, there's things I've said no to when I've been fucking skint.
Yeah.
And been like, and it's maybe taking me all day mulling over.
Yeah.
But there's also, I remember like, when I was on Monumental, one of the producers was like, I think we should get Barry McGuigan to like give someone a dead arm. Yeah. And then looked at me and I just went, suck my dick. Yeah. Like, they were like professional fucking, he killed a man in the ring. Yeah. For £250 an episode. Yeah. Fuck off.
And then we were like, you're the clown. You fucking
you're funny, man.
You know, you got pain mentally. Why didn't you just ask this?
Like, shut up. You hit him.
Yeah, and it's always there. Like, I think a lot of like, oh fuck, where we fucking going?
I know. We normally do this before we start recording stuff.
You know what?
This is our inside the actor studio.
Because we're both professional actors.
We're professional actors as well.
But nothing winds me up more than whenever you get offered something, and you're like, in what world? In what fucking world do you think I won't do that? Like, I remember I did a job when I really started off, right? And every now and then, there's some dude out there in the world who uses this picture as a Tinder profile.
Right.
So he met me on the street when I was doing this thing. And I remember going, this is the worst thing in my life. It was, I don't know whether it was a joke or something, but it was for an advert for something that means you can't see your fanny through tights. Right, it was some product. You slip down there and you can't see the camel toe. So
first of all,
morally
disgusting.
I'm against it. I'm like, no, this is totally against what I stand for. But I was there, like in a leotard, but with a big camel toe. Anymore. I'm sorry, Aaliyah spoke, and I was there, and Scope, and it was there, and they had put these fake balls, and I was just walking around being, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but this guy every so often told me, look at that, you, I'm like, yeah, fucking is me. I was desperate.
I did not know about this,
and it's so bad, mate. And every time I think,
is it still on like YouTube or something?
It's not available. Right. But it's in this guy's photo.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what it was for.
If you're watching this, please send me that photo.
But it's so bad. And I remember doing it, being like, I am not comfortable. I don't feel happy here. I feel really embarrassed. And I'm just desperate for something to happen.
I remember I did a thing once where it was sketchy with Dermot Corr's show. And he had a character called the Balls Furry. Do you remember this?
Yes.
So it was like a guy would, he's really fucking mild-mannered. He'd be pissed off in the street. And then there'd be this wee furry on his shoulder with big giant balls. And I'd be like, fucking, grow the fuck up. Yeah, it was all about growing a pair of balls. So we filmed a sketch for that where...
I'm sure that wouldn't look too good in today's world.
But we filmed a sketch for that where basically I play a guy who like gets his own balls furry. So I dressed up as the fucking balls furry, right? So you have these big massive like furry fucking pink balls and a leotard, right? Or like a ballet dress or something. And I was like, class, because I can lean into that and it'll be fucking dead stupid but dead funny. And then the show went out and it wasn't on TV and I was like, what happened to and they were like, oh, we just didn't think it was funny enough. And I'm going, it was fucking hilarious. Also, I had to be embarrassed in front of 40 people for a day. Yeah. And you don't even let me fucking show it to the world.
That's a wee flex, though, isn't it? Then to be like, actually, that wasn't funny enough. You're like, well, it was.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that happens too with comedy as well. When you're making TV, you run an idea past someone and they go, that's not funny. And you go, it is, because see, last night I did it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing it on stage. Fucking trust me.
And be like, but then sometimes you don't have because the people making the decisions aren't the people who know what funny is really, because they've never done it. I said it's really there again. I'm not, just in case there's anything hitting in the algorithm. Don't cancel me, right? But they're like the ones making the decisions aren't the ones who are, And then obviously,
I know there's also a thing of like someone has to take it upstairs and they have to take it upstairs, and there's someone at the top who definitely isn't funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, like I know
some old dusty fucker like. Do more stuff about Catholics and Protestants.
I know, and it irks me, because that was the thing, like, and then whenever you don't get something, this is the awkward thing, you can't be truly honest. Right. Like, whenever we did the Blap, William and I did the Blap for Channel 4, like, we were happy enough for that. Right. it did like again for what it was supposed to be, a way of finding new people to develop something. So there's the 6 blaps. It came out, didn't get picked up. I'm like, oh well, man, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be one door closes, another one opens. You know, that's fucking shit. Went inside, you're going, there was so what? There were 6 of these made. We got more views than all the other 5 combined, and not one. Like we were probably the best, probably top 2 out of the 6, and another one which was great. We called Red Flags. Didn't get picked up either. Great sketch show, and the one that got picked up out of group of 6 to develop new talent was the one with the lowest views, which I'm not saying it's bad or not, but it had the lowest views and was fronted by Rosie Jones, who doesn't need to be.
She's plenty of money.
You know,
Like.
she's doing all right. You know, she doesn't need discovered.
But I suppose that's the way they look at it too. Is like they're maybe thinking, yeah, we need someone that's technically new talent that we can sell, but also already has more of a following. Or a lot of it too is just they'll work with people they've already worked with.
Yeah, but that's one thing I've noticed about with like any acting job I've had. There's like similar makeup teams or costumes, and you're like, thank God I wasn't a prick to them.
Aye,
you know, thank God for that. Thank God they got me on a good day, and I wasn't like fucking wind up, Davey, because I can be hard work. Aye. You know, but you know what? The good news.
But then again, the ones that are hard work seems to be the ones that get on the fucking shows.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times that you'll be sitting in a makeup chair and you hear all the gossip of like this person's a cunt, this person, and you're like, how the fuck are they working?
Yeah, and then they're like, what about this guy? What's he like? And you're just like, he's grand and all, he does his thing, and you're on the side going, he has a cunt.
Aye.
But you don't want to be the one, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming off as bitter. This is fun.
This is such a wee bitchy episode.
I love it. I love bitching.
You need to get one out of you. Like,
you know what? You just sometimes this is where I think a problem lies, because we're always trying to be funny, be silly, or like, you know, sometimes it's okay to be annoyed. I feel like whenever you're a comedian, or you're almost expected never to be annoyed at anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are like, oh, fuck, you know, well, you know that thing you really worked really hard for, and
it was shit.
And they're like, all right, cheers, you know. Oh.
Like, yeah.
And that's the thing too, and you're sort of going, like, if you write something or do something, and you're like, just give it a wee something, you know, give it a try.
Well, it's that thing. Remember I think we've always talked about Damo Clark did a cartoon, like a wee comic book thing once. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Where it's like what the audience say, and it's a comedian on stage, and there's loads of people laughing, but there's one guy not laughing, and then it's like what the comedian sees, and it's just the guy not laughing.
Yeah.
And that's definitely that's just explain, like, the amount of positive comments you get on stuff, and the one negative one, you're lying awake and they're like, I wish I could fucking find that cunt.
Yeah. And they're like, do you ever think to yourself, you don't know me?
100%.
You don't know me, man.
But again, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm back to earlier. Is like it's the don't like you, because that's the only version of you they've seen.
Yeah.
Is you being like pretending to be like you're being a comedian, you're acting, you're fucking about. But they're like, I fucking hate him, and you're like. But to be fair, I remember having a long-term hatred of Alan Titchmarsh. I have no idea why. Like for years. Because
you saw his surname and thought he had Diddy's and didn't. I'd love to see a Titchmarsh. I would be at the 12th every year. You know?
That's your 2 favourite things, isn't it? Diddy's and walking.
Oh man, it's just a mad world. But kids will get you into fucking shit. They'll say stuff to you and you'll go, oh no. Like I remember Matilda would say,
like, P. Diddy raped me? Fucking touts.
Then this is another thing, right? I see stories and then I just don't look into it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, P. Diddy. So what I've seen is P. Diddy's got baby oil and has a lot of sex parties, and I'm going, player.
Rock and roll.
You know, but I don't know what the gist of it is.
I actually haven't looked into that much myself. I think it feels like there's a lot of human trafficking involved in it too, though.
Do you know what? Human trafficking is a bit like...
My granddad was a human trafficker.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, Lollipop Man, but the same thing.
Did he ever want to put him?
No. Big stick. And a reflective jacket.
Oh, but the Lollipop men aren't what they used to be, like.
Oh, no.
You know?
Yeah, they still have them. They do.
Yeah, they're still kicking about.
No, used to be wee angry fucking...
Yeah.
There was never a wee jolly ones, like, hello kids. You know, they were always like, fucking go.
Yeah, now they're on benefits.
Yeah.
And they are disabled.
Oh, are they? Used to be just like retired paramilitaries.
Now there's something similar to retired paramilitaries. They're, you know, other
retired disabilities.
Yeah. But yeah, they'll come past, they're like, hello. And you're like, oh no, I don't trust you.
I remember there was the one that used to do it outside our high school. Did you forget? It used to be a fucking, like, because there's 11-year-olds going as well, and they couldn't cross the road. But There was one day he would do this thing where you would like throw the stick out in the middle of the road and try and hit cars with it. So you're like you're obviously trying to cause accidents here first thing in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like a pit lane.
But like on our day, they were hard, like, and they always smelled of smoke. Always,
And booze, like
always.
yeah,
Oh.
there always be rollies with yellow fingers. They didn't even need the jacket; they could have held their fingers
Yeah.
out.
But then you
Unless
get
we're-
one dirty dad walk past, go, oh aye, and then
Push him in a swing, tell him it happened.
But no, they're just, like nowadays, they're there and they're like in the big bottle glasses. Just hit the wee button. It's fucking. You're like the green man. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It does
aye,
the
yeah.
job. There you go. You're like, no, you have to risk. I think our Lollipop man got hit once.
Really?
Hit by a car, and it was a big drama. And they got this young buck in. And they're like, nah, you're not the fuck.
This young cool lollipop man.
This guy, yeah, I mean that's
What's up, ladies?
the 6-year-old girls.
No, the mummies.
All right.
Wonder could you? Nah.
What a sexy lollipop man.
You know what I mean? Remember there was that fucking whole website was dedicated to uniforms? What if that's the one you're into?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what do you know? You need to cut the sleeves off and just have the bare arms and the bare top.
Yeah, like
chest.
if you were a jack lollipop man in summertime, you're bound to end up picking up women. Like.
Yeah, and you'd have to play in the gimmick. You'd need to have lollipops in your pocket, and you need to just take them out and put them in mummy's mouth on. I can have that. Yeah.
Why is there no rapper on that? Because I was sucking it earlier, babe.
And maybe you want to finish shift, they'll take you out of swing. It's like a
Sometimes
lollipop.
my sister sucks my mummy's boobs. I'll be sucking them later, kid. Don't worry. Bound chicken, wow, wow.
Sunglasses and all. Like a superhero. Lollipop man, sexy lollipop man, or a genre.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I could be.
Because
fucked.
if you like all the lollipop man is, it is just like a sexy builder with sleeves.
Yeah.
The costume's the same.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. It's like
do you know what I mean?
it's just a
It's just
longer-
high vis.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? You're wearing wee fucking tight denim shorts and all. The quads out.
Would you change the stick instead of having one stick, just have two, like, you know, like airplane guys?
Yeah, give it that
Yes,
fucking.
yeah.
So you can flex.
Yeah. And then you could be a bit flirty as well in the mask. I say flirty, aggressively sexual. You'd have to be stick like that.
Yeah, no, you could definitely see. You could definitely have some guy like talking to one of the Maz, holding the lollipop stick, but like that.
Yeah. It's greasing it up.
Do you know what I mean? Sorry, 2 seconds. I've just gotta save these kids' lives. Oh my god, he's wonderful. Didn't always do it, you know. In the army too.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, in the army, I would discharge. Heads away.
Aye, speaking of discharge, where can I put this?
Oh my. Fuck it out.
I'm on ahead, love. It's safe to cross. There's all the lines you could use.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Stay on the white and black lines.
Wait for the green
Baby.
man. That's in West Belfast. Oh, we're all waiting.
I'll stand in the middle. You walk across me.
Oh.
No, I've actually ran out of ideas on this one.
Yeah.
Lollipop man, lollipop man.
You said 3 times in the mirror. And the peers was.
It actually freaked me out. You said that, and I looked at him, and he's like, "No, that's a lollipop man."
Oh, he's.
Imagine you wouldn't cross the street
no.
if that fucker was there.
No, that's when the old lollipop man comes back to shift.
Yeah.
And the sexy lollipop
Fucking
man.
steer this place.
He's trying to grab a stick. Oh, fuck, what the fuck? Covered in lube. Oh, aye. The mass. Oh, but you know what? There's. Like you could if you were sexy, I reckon you could pick up some.
If you're
Housewives.
sexy, you can pick up
Yeah.
at anything, really. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
I've never been sexy, so I don't know.
Are there any jobs that you're like that you couldn't be sexy in that job? Like you couldn't be as sexy.
I like. Do you know how? Maybe it's our age, but have you noticed that all cops are fucking gorgeous?
Fellas or girls?
Both. Or maybe I have a fucking
No, you might have a thing.
some sort of I'm like,
yeah.
choking like George Floyd.
Yeah.
But I reckon if I was a pilot, I'd look like one of the ones from the 80s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd immediately look like a desk sergeant.
Yeah. You'd be like a guy who plays. Ah!
Don't you see like a fat paler at the airport in his bulletproof vest only sits there?
Yeah.
Like I'd be one of
Like a
them guys.
chest plate?
Yeah, I'd be one of them guys. What happened? There's somebody going to attack the airport?
There you go.
I'll get him. Belt falling off. Oh my god, fuck.
I can get a little uniform for.
There's no way I get in only there. Like,
You need. I would need to be the one that just like is with the dog handler. So there's a dog handler and I'm one. If the dog has to bite anyone, I stick my...
I'm like, I only got in this for a donut, so I didn't realise there was fucking stuff to do.
No, I'd be fucked. But then there was a guy that stopped me on the way to do deck chair and you were away with 3 penalty points for speeding, doing a 90 and a 60. That's all fine. And I was like, at least I would clean my nails, mate.
Oh, really?
Dirty nails. When you've got a beard.
That's a culture peeler,
but you have to have a beard, like, you tend to it.
Yeah.
And it's got a wee bit of... This guy was just sparse, dirty nails. He goes, this is the thing annoying me. He goes, I could just not give you the points. And I was like, well, don't, man. Don't. Just refrain from that.
Yeah. Don't try to be sound when you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, and he's like, but... And I'm like, well, just give me them, man.
Aye.
Give me them. Fucking give me the points.
I have to pay a fucking parking fine. I've been bitching about this for weeks now. I used an app to pay for my parking in Belfast, and it was the wrong app. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, that's not fair. Why is there 2 of them? If it's council money, if it's government, do you know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck. They're just they're criminals. I'm calling it out now. Traffic, speed cops, traffic, parking people.
There's definitely people, right? There's definitely people that become parking wardens or traffic wardens because they love it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I understand doing that job if you're like, look, it's fucking good money, and like my cousin's husband did it for a while and loved it, and I was like, I can't talk to you anymore.
You can't love that. You surely it's a job that you're going. I can't. Apply for that.
You and me couldn't bring ourselves to do it.
No.
But there's people that are like, I fucking love this.
No, because then if you play it by the book, technically you could just get loads of people. But what happened to me, right? I went the whole way and I was like, you know what? This is a crooked system and it's not made for the man to win. I got a parking ticket during COVID and it was when I was working in my day job and I had parked in a car park, right? And the app wasn't working. So it was the parking app that I use all the time wasn't working. No bother. I was like, right, I can't connect the internet or something. It was just, doing the wee fucking circle of doom. And I went up to the machine to get a ticket out. And it didn't have any coins. Like, fuck's sake. So this is just as COVID's lightning. We're back at work. I thought I'll go across. There's a cash point nearby. Go get money out.
Aye.
Nip into the shop. Break it. Go back. Bingo. So did that. Got the money out. Headed in the shop. Stand in queue. Got the app up again. Refreshed it. It works. Put the parking on. No bother. Went to work for the day. So that's probably within a period of like 10 minutes or something. So I had to worked the full day. Came back. Nothing on the car. Went home. No issue. A couple of days later, got a thing, but my fine. So I was like, why have I got this? I haven't done that. And they're like, no, you have. Apparently, you have to pay this fine. I was like, there's nothing on my car. I didn't. I had paid parking all day, so I had like a receipt of like fucking 7 or 8 quid from parking all day, and it worked out. It was like 2 minutes after I put so whatever time I'd given, that guy must have been sitting like waiting and just come out. And as I was fucking queuing, 2 minutes before I put that on, he'd give me a ticket, and I argued it and went back and forth. And I sent all the receipts, all this, and they're like, no, they didn't do it. And I was like, you fuck. There's no.
But there's also there's because there'll be options. There'll be somebody in a call center that has to put that on their computer, and there'll be no option. Do you know what I mean? They'll just be clicking stuff, like a fucking build your own story game.
Yeah.
And it'll just arrive at computer says fuck you.
And they're such a fucking nightmare to get hold of, because I rang them, I mailed them, I sent them all I needed, sent like evidence of like, have a fucking bit of common sense here. No, you have to pay it anyway. 2 minutes.
Well, that was the thing that I appealed mine, and they were like, no, that's you used the wrong app, because the app on that particular, so the app on this street is one app, and that corner is another one. So I got out of the car and just fucking hit location and smacked it in, so I could pay for it. Like, it would obviously fucking worked.
So do you get refunded that other one then?
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, so where does this go here? And then like they were like, you're going to have to pay a fine now for not paying the fine. I'm going, but no, I appealed this, and during that process, you've now told me I have to pay more, because I was waiting for you to tell me whether or not I had to fucking pay anything.
You know what?
Fuckers.
It makes me think.
Bring back your ass, right?
You know what? I'm not going to go as far as that, but yes. I was like, you know what? I have splinters in my arse. I'm such a fence sitter. I'm joining the paramilitaries, because I'm from mixed marriage.
But I remember it had them when I was going into sign on, because I'd lost my job. This is like fucking 10, 12 years ago, and being like, I am fucking broke, and like I need, like, applied for like a crisis loan or something to try and like, I can't remember what it was I was trying to pay for, and they're like, we don't cover that sort of stuff, and I'm like, I've come in here and been honest. asking for help, and he told me to go fuck myself, and that fucker there
Oh, you know what?
is going on holidays. I can tell you.
That's the origin story of a baddie in a fucking comedy.
Lollipop man.
Like the sexy lollipop man. You're like, cause see the amount of people who like. That's what I always hated about working in housing executive was the people you're like, you are fucking, you know, like people are brought up, go to school, get your education, go to work. Other people are brought up, this is how you play a system.
Aye.
And some people are playing.
There's times I respect it. I respect it in terms of like, because fuck a system, yeah, you know what I mean? So there's times where I go, fair play, you've like, travellers have it fucking nailed, right? And that's a bit of a generalisation, right? But
call them by their real name, gypsies.
yeah. GI post. But like traditionally speaking, right? Not traditionally speaking, sorry. What would be the
Historically?
Not historically. That's not even generally. That says stereotypically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So we're not offending anybody here, but
Yeah.
when I hear like stories of like big amounts of money travellers have not paid the government and they get away with it, and I go, fucking fair play to yous.
Yeah.
That's class.
Yeah.
But it is. There's times when you go in on your arse and you're begging the government for help, and they go fuck yourself. Like,
Yeah, you're like, you guy.
yeah. I remember like COVID as well. So I'd just finished a tour, and there was nobody in the buildings to pay me. So I was owed like a fucking load of money, and then had the year's work cancelled in about an hour. I went into the Dole office in Lurgan, and they were making like, it was before lockdown, but it was the week before, so it was like before everything. Because remember pubs and restaurants and all closed the week before lockdown.
Yeah.
And I remember like walking into the Dole office, and they had these like squares of sellotape, but there was no signs up that said don't approach the desk. It was just like,
Yeah.
so I was like standing behind the sellotape waiting, and then the girl was like, how can I help you? And then I walked towards the desk, and she was like, can you stand back please?
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And she went, how can I help you? And then I walked forward again, and she was like, stand behind the tape. So I had to stand in the Dole office and shout.
Oh, your personal
The personal shit across the Dole office. And I was like, I don't care how fucking broke I'm never coming back into one of these fucking places again.
Yeah.
I'll start robbing banks before I do that.
Yeah. No, I'm
I'm such a bad mood today.
Yeah, I'm fucking. You know, I'm with you on that, because that's the thing that annoys you. Like politics. We'll not get into that, but the fucking like just tax the people that are fucking putting all their money offshore. Just tax the billionaires.
It's absolutely.
But you know what's why they always hit the good, honest people, the middle class people who work
Every
hard.
time.
They're like, oh, the subservient ones. We're sorry. So you've on either side the billionaires that fucking laugh at everybody, and then you've the ones who are playing and then the hard work ones who just fucking.
But the billionaires will
ruin.
blame the people playing the system.
Yeah.
And they're playing the system for pennies.
Yeah.
Billionaires are playing it for billions, but they go, it's them per people. It happens all the time. Like when the Tories are always going like, oh, benefit fraud.
Yeah.
It's the biggest problem in the UK, and you go, it fucking isn't.
But the system is fucked. Like the system, like see, whenever I think you should be incentivized to work. Like if you want to work, like if say you're on full benefits and you take a job. This is something I remember happening a couple of times, and there's one case in particular that I was like, this whole thing's fucked. There was a girl, young mum, single mum, and she was on full benefits, and she took on a job 16 hours a week, and she then, from taking that job on, would be getting way less money than she would have. It's work a system whereby you are paying less benefits than you would be, but she's still getting more money from working and doing that. You know what I mean?
That was the thing, because I remember, it was one of the times I was signed on whenever David Cameron was in charge, and they brought in 0-hour contracts, right? And they also brought in a thing where if you're on benefits for more than like 16 weeks, they could make you go and work a job to keep your benefits.
Yeah.
And I was like, but if there's a job, just give them the job.
Yeah.
Like if there's a full-time job going,
yeah,
pay them for that. Don't be making people, like, you'd essentially go and have to work to keep job seekers.
Yeah.
So I have to go to work for £45 a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's fucked too, isn't it? Like,
because I remember being in, and there was a woman who was she was a teacher, and they were trying to do these back to work schemes. You could go and retrain and all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, because I was behind her in the queue, and I heard her talking to the girl, and they're like, so what we can do to stretch the benefits out is we can send you to the tech, and you can do like a hairdressing course or something. Or not even hairdressing, it'll be something fucking like, you know,
woodwork.
Yeah, one of them weird things where you go, that's not even a skill that's needed anymore. Yeah. And she goes, I'm a fucking maths teacher, like.
Yeah.
And the girl was like, oh fuck, right, so I suppose we'll just have to say thanks for coming to the job
Yeah.
seekers. Like,
See, that is the problem too. Like you go and like, cause it's a thing too. Like from working in housing, I remember when I started. So I'm officially out. Come December, I'm full time with no net now.
aye,
And they, like initially you would have got like if you were getting a new house. So someone say dies or leaves or tenancy or something. They would come in. There would be they would redo the house a bit. So it would be basic. They'd fucking maybe lift some of the flooring, throw like a paint around,
aye.
make it presentable. And nowadays you don't do that as much. And people go, stay this place. And you're like, it's clean, like.
Aye.
It's just like maybe there's, but people expect so much. People are expecting like turnkey. People
Yeah.
want as much as they can get from fuck all. I think we need a wee bit of going back to being, you know what,
Yeah.
life's a bit fucking tough.
I
You
think
need to
that
work.
social media does that too. There's definitely
Yeah.
a thing of like every day you're subjected to like cons with Ferraris who do nothing.
Yeah, but see that it's that whole once you realise the world is fake, it's glorious. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
once you can see through it.
Yeah, when you fucking like
Just
I
wear those
remember,
glasses, you can see all the aliens and all. And you're like fucking.
like I remember seeing the guy wanking in Times Square, and I went to myself, he's really winning. Because they were like, this guy's homeless, he's wanking in Times Square. I'm like, but would you wank in Times Square?
You wouldn't have the balls, did you?
No, you wouldn't. And this guy, he had the balls and the dick, I saw it.
You'd be furry on his shoulder. Get your dick out.
And he's just there and going like, there's no one stopping him. He's the real king of the world. He can do what he wants.
Yeah,
So
that's-
if you're going to wank the street, what's next? You just take what you want. You steal iPhones.
But that's the thing. I remember me and my dad talking about this once. When you see like a homeless guy on a really hot summer's day with a big bottle of cider,
Yeah.
and you go, "Fuck me, what a life!" Like
Yeah.
that looks unbelievable.
Like, when it's bad
You see the same guy, fucking, frozen to death in December. Like, but
yeah.
for 3 months a year, being homeless looks class.
But you know, it can also be like if you think how low you can get when you're in certain situations, how upset, how difficult, how desperate you can be,
Yeah,
and then you have that one day, sun's out, the tops are off, you're drinking 3 litres of Frosty Jacks. How high is that high?
I don't know.
Like you mean
Pull the wire yourself.
Icarus? No, he's not
Pull
doing
the
as
wire
well.
off yourself outside a pound stretcher.
Like you imagine lying in Botanic Gardens just drinking Frosty Jacks, not going out. That's a life.
That's. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got everything I need. I've got my cider. I've got my cock. I've got a hand.
No, but you know what? I'll never do
Aye,
that.
while there's spit in my mouth, I'll never be sad.
Oh, but that's it. It's all about perspective.
That's the
mate,
thing,
isn't it?
man.
It's all about
Because there's definitely. I mean, don't you meet people or you see people and you go, how the fuck are you getting through the day?
Yeah.
And they're happy.
Yeah.
You go, fair play. I respect you.
Yeah, like
But then here's me and you, fucking, doing what we would do for free for money.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't like it.
I know. But you know what? That's the thing. You have to dislike something, don't you? Like that's
Everything becomes a job.
like,
That's definitely like.
that's what I found, like, because again I have the issue of trying to justify like going to work because I enjoy it. It's fun. Like see me if you're on with a good lineup and you're like,
Aye.
they're not going to melt my head. It's going to be good crack. It's nice. It's like a night out almost.
Aye.
And you're like, I feel great. I had 10 minutes work and it's lovely.
I know.
You know?
There's times I've been on, like, do weekends at a club or whatever, and you look at the lineup and you go, fuck, this is going to be some weekend. Like, like Willie texted me on Saturday. He was at a party with the boys from Have a Word, Danny Sloss, Kai Humphreys, Tom Stade, I think Milo McCabe, Mark Nelson were there as well. And you're like, fuck. And I'm in the house
Yeah.
sitting with a bottle of Jack Daniels at a PlayStation. Like, yeah, I'm happy too. Like,
Yeah.
But there's that, you know what I mean? There's times like that where you go,
Yeah.
fucking right.
Yeah. Like I don't really get too much FOMO anymore, but sometimes like you'd be like, I would like to we do something.
Aye.
And like we do something. Like I'm sitting home trying to balance my microbiome and I'm like, I'd love to be
I know.
disrupting it.
And do you know what the thing about it is? See, when I do balance my microbiome and do all that shit, I feel way better
Yeah.
than when I'm like,
because like I don't know, it's a weird thing. I definitely have an addiction to being unhealthy with my eating. Definitely. Like
well,
when we talk about it,
I'm
like, it's scary.
I definitely get worse in the winter as well. See, when
Yeah.
it starts getting cold, I'm like, fucking can't stop eating.
Yeah.
Like the shit that I ate today
Oh yeah.
was like, so I drove to the gym, right? After eating all that shit yesterday. Get up today, I was like, well, I'll go to the gym.
So
here.
what did you eat yesterday?
So I had, from Nando's, I had double chicken wrap with pineapple in it,
Yeah.
extra hot.
See,
The
extra hot.
blend of the hot and the spice, or the sweet,
Yeah.
with a portion of mash and a corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Then I went to Taste of Philly Lurgan, and I got
That Subway, Lurgan Subway.
It's but it's like it's a genuine American woman,
Right,
So
okay.
you know it's good. You know it's
Yeah.
going to kill you.
Yeah.
And I got a big fucking like mozzarella and meatball
How good is it?
It's phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. I've only been twice because it's that good. I'm like, this will ruin my life. Mm-hmm. First time I went it was a buffalo chicken and blue cheese sandwich, right? And it was that nice. I had to take my top off. Like I had to get naked to eat it.
At home?
Yeah. No, it was Botanic Gardens.
This is lemon, buffalo wrap, cider.
In fact, there was no blue cheese. I made that. But I got a side of mac and cheese with buffalo chicken in it. Mm-hmm. Fucking incredible. Like, and I was eating, and I also had a 2 litre bottle of Pepsi.
No, does it?
So fucking, I don't know. This is how fucking sad I am when I'm not doing stand up and stuff as well, right? Like, there's times I go, this is fucking disgusting, but I love it. So I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. The day it came out, and I've got a Wolverine and Deadpool, like a big cinema cup. So I'm just like pouring Coke into that, and right now,
do you like snow on it?
Yeah, class. It's my daddy cup, like, even though there's no kids. But since today, I was like, I'll go to the gym, and I hadn't eaten anything. It was like 12 o'clock. I was like, right, I'll nip into Spar and I'll grab like a bit of fucking vegetable roll, just a wee fucking snacky thing, out of the deli. So it's 12 o'clock. They've moved to the lunch menu, right? So with 2 like stuffed sausages, right? Drove around to the gym. Gym was rammed, and I was like, fucking not today. Went to a different Spar because I'm not going to go to the same Spar. No. I got a fucking triple sausage baguette. And then, do you know them wee cups you can fill with chicken nuggets and stuff? No, they didn't put butter on it. I was fucking raging. No. But then wee cups you can put chicken nuggets and fucking...
Yes.
So it like
pick a mix for big boys.
Pick a mix for big boys, right? So it like sweet chili goujons and fucking solid fried goujons, and then a load of wee cocktail sausages, and edit in the car. Like in the car bar.
But that's it. That is definitely a thing. Like,
if I'm left on my own, like it's...
Because see, you're talking about that. That is what I've discovered is my biggest problem. Is that like I will maybe think I'll not eat in the morning and be like, I'll say it's fasting, but then when I get really hungry, I'm like, oh, you know what? You're hungry, and you're like, but you know what I'd like? You're like, what's that McDonald's breakfast?
Aye.
And you're like, well, I'm on the go. You justify. You're like, well, I'm on the go. It's hard to me to find the time, and like I would find myself driving past McDonald's, and like it would be almost like I'm fucking possessed. Like, I can't not go, and then you get it afterwards, you just want to cry.
Aye.
But at the time, you're like, I need this.
That's what's happened to me touring. Is like I don't like eating sort of after about 5, maybe even fucking 4. Because I always feel like I'm on stage at 8 o'clock. Like fucking, fuck. So I'll sometimes if I manage to eat by 4 o'clock, it's fine. If I don't, like you're driving home and there's like I have to go past 5 McDonald's in Belfast to Lurgan.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah. And then I get to the Lurgan one, like it's still open.
But it's like,
but then by that stage I'm starving.
Yeah.
So you're getting fucking loads of stuff.
Yeah.
See, and I lie in bed like.
See that's the problem. And I McDonald's is like. This might sound mental to say out loud, but it's the most underrated restaurant. People always slag it, but the food consistently amazing. It's always great. It's
if you stick with like the double quarter pounder, you know it's made there.
Oh, but see the breakfast. That's my. I love
breakfast. Always makes me just immediately need a shite. Oh, McDonald's breakfast always makes me just go, I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, but I know I love it.
It is good.
But that is the problem. Is like I love eating food and I love the taste of food so much that I think I've actually sick of myself of food.
I love shitty food.
Yeah. Oh, like, but it is the addiction, and like that documentary I watched. I don't know what it was, like gut health or something. But it was an hour and 20 minutes or something, and the whole way through it, I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, and I fell asleep. So something's in my subconscious now as well. But I was watching it going, fuck this I'm going to give this a try. So it's because it's like the different people that a guy who was skinny as fuck, Asian competitive eater, like world champion competitive eater, and he was just a skinny wee dude, and he's like, I'm never hungry because whatever I've done to my gut, you know, I don't like the taste of stuff. It's really fun. And there was a big woman who's trying to lose weight, and she's like, I'm trying to do all this shit and I can't do it. And it was all different people, and they were like, right, because there's this thing. It's like you can do like a fecal transplant, which is stinking. There's one woman who
is that for weight loss?
Like it can be because it balances your like again the biome, because they say that your gut is like a second brain, whatever it can.
Yeah.
And you can definitely change, like, because I have cravings for like sugar, bread, chocolate. And see if you don't have that and you eat smart, like within a week, I'm like, I'm not.
100%. At the start of this year, I went off the booze for like 6-7 weeks, and basically ate the same thing, like with a few variations, like so like go to the gym and then come back and have like just scrambled eggs on their own with a bit of sriracha on it, and then for dinner would have like broccoli, sweet potatoes and steak.
Yeah.
And I looked amazing by the end of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, amazing for me. It was like, fucking hell.
Yeah. But that.
But the problem was then, it's like the shits were fucking awful.
Sore.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just, you can only eat red meat.
Yeah, so much.
So, yeah, just before you're like, this is actually fucking killing me.
But I think it's for me. It's definitely the breads and the sugars and the fucking, and that shit. And
Again, when it's cold here,
like
like when the weather's shit, it definitely.
But that's what happened with me being at home. Like I've moved in with my folks for a few weeks while there's work being done in the house, and like, whereas you'd be at home, you'd be like, oh, what, the kids are bed. I think a lot of parents probably get this too. Like, you're fucked. You go to bed, they're done. You're like, fuck, what bit of pleasure am I going to get? And they'd be like, do you want to get off me? And she's like, no. But, all right, Maltesers, yeah.
Aye.
You know,
but there's
that's
it's a thing too that I was talking about this to someone like the other week, because I reckon our generation, right, might be the first generation that'll die younger than our parents.
Yeah,
right.
Very possible. Yeah.
Because my dad always said, like, when he was a kid, my granny would have, like, I think she sort of worked part time a bit, but it wasn't that much. So, because there was always one parent in the house, they would have like good dinners. But by the time we came up, both parents are working. So it's like, what can I fuck in an oven and feed these wee cunts?
Yeah.
Within the next 20-25 minutes. So like I grew up eating like just shit.
We were like the first big microwave age. You know what I mean? Like, everything's quick, ready meals, boom boom.
Yeah.
I look back,
even like chicken nuggets and all them weird, like,
yeah.
That when you see them get made and you go like, I've told you before, when I worked in the factory that made the shit.
Yeah, you just
and
put a full chicken in a blender.
Man, it's fucking awful. Like pink slime that when you cook it goes white. And that's the chicken.
Tastes good.
Tastes class. I love them.
Hell.
I'd ate them today and that wee fucking party back then. Like, but there's definitely an element of it. Like,
and like that is, I think now too, like with the way, like from being a parent now too, the way that has changed the outlook to it. Like back in the day, our parents were like, we're busy, you fucking eat what you're given.
Aye.
Now it's like, you know, well, what would baby want? What would baby want? Does baby want?
Yeah.
Does baby want broccoli? It's like, baby's fucking going to have what baby's fucking going to have. You know what I mean? I don't want that today. It's like, well, and you know what? You're going to starve.
Aye.
You?
It's also my niece and nephew will just go to the cupboard and just eat whatever. They'll just grab stuff, and I'm like, we used to have to ask, like, can I have a packet of crisps? Yeah. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. No, I actually think my granny was bad. My granny was a big feeder of me, like.
Oh, really?
Because I loved eating chocolate, and she'd always want to make me happy and fucking give that. Whereas mum and dad did all right, but like, they're always busy. You know what I mean? It was like, I went to school, went to the babysitter home at, you know, and like.
Yeah, I was the same in our house as well. Yeah.
But like, see now that I'm home, both my parents are awful at the minute. Like, they've both, between them, they've probably lost about 10 stone in the last 6 months. They've been on this big program. They both look great. They're both, but haven't been fatter people for a long period of time.
It's like when people quit smoking.
Oh, they are insufferable. Like, the phrase that I hate, and my mum would just sneak it in the odd time. She'd go, "Do you really need that?" I'd be looking at her going, "It's taken you fucking 67 years. And now you're sitting there in your high," you know. I was like, "You fucking bitch," you know. And I was like, "And now if you might outlive me, you bastard."
You
like,
fucking skinny cunt.
Yeah, so like, I would be going up, and I'd maybe like, if I'm at home, you maybe stick a wee bit of bread in the toaster or whatever. She goes, "What's that you're doing?" I'd be like, "Bread," and she goes, "That you can make toast?" I'd be like, "I'm just gonna have a fucking banana." That's it. And then you walk away one, and afterwards, like, all right. And I'm sleeping more too, because we're at home with them, and they're watching TV, and I'm like, well, I guess, you know, I don't want to watch that. I'll just go to bed. So I'm going to bed like 10 o'clock at night, get a good night's sleep, up in the morning, feeling good.
I fucking love it. Right. That's it. I've been talking to Casey about this as well on our podcast, but I'm bitching about it to everybody. I don't know what's going on with me at the minute, where when I get back from shows, I'm wired to the fucking moon. Yeah. And can't just get into bed.
But you know what? I am with you on this, because I used to do that a lot. I used to go, do the gig, come home, straight to bed, and I'd be like...
Aye.
Whereas now I'll come home, sounds like a euphemism, I'll stroke the dog for a bit. You know? 2 litres of cider, botanic. I'll have a cup of tea, and I'll like read a paper or something. I try to avoid the phone where possible, because once you get into that's how they get you. But I'll try and do that, and I'm finding I'm much more tired. But it's come to my attention recently, I may be ADHD. I think that's something that's been pointed, like... someone recently was like, have you ever, and I was like, no, and more people are going, have you ever?
Aye.
And then they'll be like, I'll be sitting like this. I do this quite a lot, like judder my leg, and I'm like, that's a sign of. And it's like, do you scroll? Yeah. Do you get really wound up about a lot of things? Just wind me up, like noises.
Aye.
Just do my head in, and I'm like, maybe I am. You know, back in the day, it was just a handful.
Well, there's definitely like, I know it's one of those things where the spectrum's so wide now everybody's convinced they have it.
Yeah.
But there is definitely a thing with comedians. It would make complete sense that all of us have it a bit, because who the fuck else would go, nah, I would walk into this room full of strangers and be all,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
So, but there's also like some of those fucking things that are symptoms of ADHD. It's like, you ever just forgot something once?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
have I?
Yeah. Do you like eating sugar?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You drink coffee and go to bed? Like,
yeah. But like, I think like I would like to go and get seen about it, but I wouldn't want to take any drugs.
Aye.
I'd be like, I'll just have that in my back pocket.
I told you about me taking them in Australia, because it's a big thing now.
Just taking.
So basically, people are they've had to clamp down on it, because so many people are trying to fake ADHD
to get
speed. It's essentially speed. And somebody gave me one to party one time, and I was just like, dead emails and stuff. Just got everything done. I was like, I think I have it. You're supposed to be off your nut, and I was just like,
just really productive. Fucking excel it. There we go. That's how I go.
Learn how to play guitar and all.
Yeah. But no, I fucking it's just one of those things that I'm like, yeah, that would explain a lot. Because like, do you ever just get in, like, someone's like, why are you in bad form? Like, because every minute of every day someone asks me why I'm in bad form.
Aye.
I'm not in fucking bad form. But you know what? I'm in bad form now.
Aye, now you brought it up.
Know? Yeah, and then like I had it last week one time where it was when we just moved into the house. Every person in my life was asking me 15 questions.
Aye.
And I was like, can I just have a minute? Why do you need a minute? Because I'm being, you know, and then Catherine came in and I was making dinner and she was like, are you in bad form? And I was like, yeah. She goes, why? I was like, I honestly don't know. And she goes, there needs to be something. I'm like, no.
But sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you're just like, I'm just fucked off.
I'm just a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know, life's just been a bit much. And what I need to do is just stick my earphones in, listening to a bit of Creed, and make a stir fry.
Creed is the fucking, and Creed's way out of it.
Oh, that's
take me higher.
And you said, yes, you may.
Yeah.
6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking.
Jump. Yeah.
You didn't hear a story about him, did you? When he did?
No.
Lead singer Creed tried to commit suicide, tried to jump off a hotel building, and he landed in the balcony below. You know, rapper T.I.?
Yeah.
He was on his holiday there.
Fuck off.
True story. Scott stabbed. T.I.'s like, what the fuck? And he's like, you saved my life. He was like, nah, I was just on a fucking fancy balcony.
T.I. I was just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Do you want to make an album?
Hold me now. Fuck. Oh, wow. Imagine he was off his nut. Like, fuck. And then, yeah, your man Scott Stapp was like, yeah, T.I. saved my life. T.I.'s like, I'm fucking just... I'm in syrup having a great time.
The balcony was there anyway, but
no. And he probably ruined T.I.'s day, to be fair. He's like, fuck me, I had some cocktails and holidays.
He couldn't get up for a week after that, man.
Oh, yeah, look that one up. True story. Scott Stapp.
That's fucking mad.
Oh, great. Have you ever seen, there's a thing of him as well, where he's doing some like celebrity poker tournament or something, and he is off his dick.
Oh, really?
And
I thought they were all big Christians, wasn't it?
Then he was like, we weren't. But then the Christians loved it, so he sort of went into it a bit.
Right.
And then the band were like, we want to be rock stars. And you're here at fucking Summer Madness. And he's like, oh, this is not the same.
Yeah.
He's like, no. But he was just off his dick. And like, he was being, you know, when you're just a block dude and you're just, you know, you're saying stuff that you think's good flirting banter. And it's just thinking. Like, in his mind, he's like, you know, throwing out some absolute
You look
crackers.
great tonight.
You know, you look absolutely stunning. In reality, he's like fucking getting, you know, fuck. That's alright.
Do you ever see fucking rock stars that have been through like? Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh yeah,
heroin addict.
Yeah,
looks fantastic. Right?
Yeah,
Robert Downey Jr. heroin addict, looks fantastic. And I'm like, how come I look like that? What do you call that big fat golfer?
John Daly.
Yeah. Why have I his genes? Yeah. Why can't I look great and do this shit? Like,
and then they're so patronising too. They're like, well, I went through tough times too, but you were always
gorgeous.
See, when you're a beaut, you get away with shit.
Yeah,
you know, you get away with fucking it all.
When you when you were fucking shooting up and like grabbed some woman's ditty in the middle of a bar,
you're like, oh.
She was like, oh my god, Robert Downey Jr. grabbed my tit. What a nice man.
I'm more Robert Downey syndrome.
That's why I don't know, man. Bad genetics, isn't it?
being good looking, that's all you need. That's all you need for anything. All you need to be hot, you get by.
Yeah.
Get by.
You could be hot with a tiny dick and still find love.
Yeah.
But a mutant with a big piece.
Like that
That's
was
rare.
Do you ever see the guy with the world's biggest penis?
Yeah.
He was on, and I was like, nah, he's got it, but he's not using it.
Aye.
You know what I mean? He's not. You know, he looks like the Beast from The Chase. The guy with the world's biggest
Does
dick,
a bit.
you know, and you're going,
Yeah.
nah, like
He's bound to be, though. There's bound to be people that are like,
some of those pleasure
I want to
boys.
see if I can fucking take that.
Do you know what I mean? Those pleasure boys, they're hot dudes with big
Yeah.
dicks, like, and they were like, there
Can't
was
be
one,
happy, though.
like, nah. But you know what? I think you'll be all right. I think if you're a pleasure boy, young single guy, that's a good
Yeah.
job to have. You ever watch Magic Mike? They're having a good time.
Yeah. It's fucked, though, too, because I remember, like, girl I used to go out with told me she went to the Pleasure Boys in the Waterfront or something. Mm-hmm. What? Maybe it was Magic Mike.
Oh, or the Dream
The
Boys.
Dream Boys was Dream Boys because it's a different thing.
Catherine told me the Dream Boys were shite. She went to it and she was like, they were like Chippendales, but they were cheap. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, like Chippendales, they fucking rip their clothes off. The Dream Boys would take them off, fold them, set them aside. Because they do for the next show.
But it's a world I'd be afraid to walk into. Do you know what I mean? Because that's a football stadium for women.
Oh, aye.
Do you know what I mean? That's
Like-
fucking like...
Women herd mentality is terrifying.
Yeah.
They ever seen
So scary.
a hen do it at a stand-up show? Worst.
It's
Oh,
the worst.
worst.
If someone comes
Terrifying.
in and goes, there's a stag in, you go, right, where are they sitting?
Oh, yeah.
If someone comes in, there's a hen party in, you go, can we do less time?
Yeah, please.
Like, please fucking stop this. Like,
Oh, but they're a wild, I don't know, a wild bunch. And when women get together, and they are lewd and
right.
crude.
And do you know why they don't get together that much? Because it takes them that long to leave the fucking house. No, there's that, because the girl I went out with, she told me when she went to the Dream Boys, it was like, she goes, it was carnage. Like, the Emperor fellas would come over dancing around a woman, thinking she's going to be like embarrassed or whatever, and on stage is like, and like scrabbing them and like fucking
Biting his cock.
digging their nails into them
Yeah.
and shit. You're like, fucking hell.
Like, sure, it's all good time.
Do you know what I mean? Like, at least when we go to strippers, we're like, going ahead.
Yeah, I got thrown out of a strip club once because I was sitting.
What, your lollipop
like
stick?
this, yeah. No, because a 3-liter cider and a wank. No, and was like this, and there was a mate of mine sitting across, getting the dance as well, and I lifted my hands out like that at him, and like Shadow from the Gladiators fucking put me in a crossface chicken wing and fucked me downstairs. I was like, right, okay, sorry. And then any time I've ever been in since, which was once only, I just sat and put my own hands up Mars. Oh, damn. You can't look.
Aye.
You just
It's theirs.
they actually make you be fully autistic.
Aye.
It's just like, oh, thank you, just hitting you with ditties, and you can't even look.
I've been 3 times. I've been to strip clubs, and I've always been drunk. One was on a stag, and that was the one time where it was like there was macho energy around it.
Yeah.
The first time was in Belgrade.
Oh, that
and
doesn't
it was
sound like a
well, that
good
was the thing.
time.
Have I ever told you the story? It was me and Nick Cody were doing this like 2-week tour around Eastern Europe, right? And it's probably been the most the one time I went. I'm never doing that again. In terms of just like flights were at 5 a.m, but you would get to a venue and they're like, we don't have much comedy. Let's go for a fucking lot of drink. So we were hammered and then like just staying up and then flying to some place and then like it's like different countries. So you're going, it's freezing here and roasting there, and I'm like all over the place. But we're in Belgrade with a night off.
Where is Belgrade? What country?
Serbia.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's thing about Serbia, right? Everybody in Belgrade's fucking gorgeous, right? It's models like until they hit like 32, and then there's no.
And the teeth fall out.
Yeah, it's just like it's no straight away we shawl like
Yeah.
Ju-
Babushka.
just like and Mrs. Doubtfire when he's trying the different costumes
Yeah.
on. He's like matchmaker, matchmaker. Right? That's what everybody looks like, right? So we went out drinking on the one day off we had, because you couldn't even, the hotel was terrifying even staying in it. You were like, there's a guy behind that painting with a tape recorder still.
Yeah.
Like, and Cody was like, did you notice the strip club beside the right beside the hotel? I was like, yep. And I went, I've never been to one. And he went, fuck, we're going to have to go now, aren't we? And I remember I think we both went home and like put our because we're too afraid to leave our passports in the hotel.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's not take passports to the strip club, so we'll go and leave those off. And 2 of us were like walking down the steps of this place going, do you know what, if the women on the street are that good looking, the women down here are bound to be unbelievable looking. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like there was a bald one that like scuttled across, because it was definitely like a mafia
Yeah.
fucking thing. It was the one from Sopranos but in Russia. And they were like sending these girls like to walk in front of us to see if we wanted to dance. So they were going across like 2 by 2 like Noah's Ark. Right? And then this wee bald one was like And I think we both with a beer each. I just went, nah, I don't want to do it. And then the third time I was in Australia, and I got threw out for cheering because they were that good on the pole. I was like, this is fucking unbelievable. Like I wasn't being
a full feminist.
Like I forgot they were naked. I was like, that's fucking hell.
Like the Olympics, perfect this one.
Yeah. Some guy was like, you spilled my cider clapping, do you mind? Can I have a wank? Like,
but someone that like it's feats of athleticism sometimes.
Yes, feet
like
too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like
it's genuinely
yeah.
Like that. The one I was in Perth, and apparently it's not even the good one. I was like, this is astounding.
Yeah, like I would like to see what the world's best stripper is like performance-wise. It'd be like Cirque du Soleil. It'd be unbelievable.
Fucking right. Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Suck me. Yeah. But it'd be
Cirque du Soleil.
It'd be yeah.
That's one of those ones. It took us a little to get. We didn't even laugh. We just both went.
Cirque du Soleil would be a great name for a strip club, wouldn't it?
Great name for a stand-up show.
But you'd have to the wee bits in between bits be too hard. You have to do.
Like, thank you. Gathering the money up. Anyway, any students in?
Oh Jesus!
What's the deal with airplane food?
But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
In Melbourne, we were talking about like bitching about when people bitch about comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the other half of people being like, I could never do it. I could never do it. Reese McLennan, I was on a TV show with him last week. He was like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, you're a gold medal winning Olympian. Yeah. You can defy gravity. Yeah. And I go, fucking, do you ever be on a plane? My dad's a bit of a character. But I remember it happened to us. We were in Melbourne Comedy Festival, and these like three fellas came over. So there wasn't a green room, it was a bunch of couches down the back of the room. We would all fucking sit. So these three guys had been at the show, and they were fucking beautiful. Yeah. Do you know when people are that good looking, you're like, can you just stand just a wee bit further away? Like you're like nervous around them. Yeah. Like I've never felt more body conscious of my own fucking feelings. And they were like, yes, we could never do what you do. It's so brave to get up and do stand-up. And they were the Cirque du Soleil cast that were in Melbourne. We were like, you fucking swing off the roof by your taint. And you couldn't get up there for 10 minutes. And no joke. You couldn't just point at someone and go, pedo? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's a weird, it's definitely narcissism, and like it's definitely. Was stand-ups? I don't think we're any more narcissistic than anybody. Some people are. No, there's definitely people who are trying to like, who want to be like fucking famous and driven. Yeah. I think the majority of comedians are show-offs. Yeah. And fucking stupid. Yeah. Because the sense of humour comedians have, like the shit we laugh at, that isn't even funny. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know when someone does like an aside during a joke and he wasn't even the joke? Yeah. But that's the bit that has me fucking hard and laughing. Yeah. Or the goofy shit we'll say in green rooms. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there's way like the majority of society's become real narcissistic. Yeah. Because of social media, and because they get free stuff. Yeah. They think they deserve more free stuff. Yes, I get you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like we might be the answer to narcissism. We're the anti-narcissists. Mm-hmm. The antithesis of narcissism. Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. Wow, yeah, that was very, very much. But no, I ended up watching like influencer stuff the other day, and I was thinking to myself, "What are you? What the fuck? There's something. Who is influenced by these cunts? See the people that are trying to be influencers. That's the thing that really irks me. Yeah. I get when people are influencers, I'm like fucking fair play because you're getting. I think there's a lot of people who don't realize that. See, I'm trying to talk about this on stage a wee bit, but basically I saw someone posting on TikTok recently where it was like shoes are from Primark, jeans are from Tesco's, yeah, and you know like t-shirt was gifted to me by McDonald's head office because I work at McDonald's, and you go when influencers are doing that, it's because they've got the stuff for free and the company's using them to advertise their stuff. When you're doing it, you're just telling people how fucking skint you are, and nobody gives a fuck. Right? That's the thing. It like, drives me fucking bananas. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, do you know whenever you see someone who gets up to do stand up and you go, "You're never going to be good at this,"
Yes.
Like first time out, you're never going to be good at this.
Yeah.
You haven't the self-awareness. You haven't got any of the fucking. You're not funny.
No.
You're. It's never going to work out.
Yeah.
And they keep going, and then they start being like, "Why am I not getting booked for that?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's that. I think whenever I see people that are trying to be like TikTokers,
Yeah.
I feel triggered because I've seen that many people doing it through stand-up.
Yeah. You're like, hey guys. You're like, no, there aren't
Do you
any
know,
guys.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just get dressed, get ready with me.
Get ready, go to fucking work.
Yeah.
Get the
Aye.
fuck out.
Like, and then they're like walking around in every trouser, boop, pops on. Shut
Aye.
up. You know.
I also don't know how to do them camera tricks. It's fucking magic. Man.
Yeah. No.
Witches and wizards.
But you know what? That's a sign of us getting old too. That we don't like that shit. You know.
I think that's it too. Like,
You know, it's
yeah.
fucking, no, but you know what? I say I'm not influenced. Sometimes I saw an advert for a little piece of metal.
Oh, I remember you showed me this.
Yeah,
the other week.
this. And it's basically fucking waste of money.
Yeah.
But
Remember you tried to open that bottle with it?
yeah, like it did. But this thing, I remember seeing this being like, this is fucking magic. You could take stones out of your tires with this. I was like, I have nothing to take. But then, as I was watching it,
What does it matter?
you know,
It's a tire.
I know. But as I was watching all the stuff I did, right? You know what? One of the things I had on it was, you could open your AirPods with it. You know, the wee case. I was like, it's easy. It's like,
You can open our podcast like that.
but I was like, so you fucking could. You know?
To be fair, it happens to me with it will happen to me with clothes.
Yeah.
Like the amount of, I mean, essentially Wolverine jackets that I've bought over the years that I've worn once and going, this is a cheap piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's not even warm, like it's freezing.
But yeah, I mean,
So,
you
like
guys-
when you buy something cheap online, and you go, this is making me colder.
yeah. But then you buy it online and you have to justify yourself. Oh, but sure, wasn't it £8? And you're like, I'm gonna get
No, but I've bought things for like £100 something
because who have
because
you
I've been
seen
like,
it? Like
"Oh,
Hugh
that's
Jackman.
fucking class." No, but I just go, I could probably pull that off, and then
Yeah.
forgetting because again, I've always known how weird a shape I am. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how weird it was. Obviously, your good lady wife has brought it up several times, but I didn't realize how weird it was until I went to get my friend's getting married in December. We went to get the suits fitted, and there's 6 grooms, so we split into 2 groups of 3. First guy is like tall, skinny. He's like, right, you'll be a long leg and about a 32 waist.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get about a 15 neck. And he looks at the second guy who's like skinny and short. He goes, you'll be a 32 but a short leg, but a 15 neck. And he looked at me and went, and I was like, I know. It's like trying to fucking dress a genie, right? And so what happens is I buy stuff online and go like the fucking. So like when Marty McFly hasn't turned his coat on yet, like
Fucking Tom Hanks are big.
I swear to God, it's a fucking disaster. Like
Oh, it is because my legs are 28 inches long. I was like, well, that's a problem.
I have
You know,
short
that's
legs and a
fucking
big
problem.
waist. You can't find jeans for us.
I'm like fucking Humpty Dumpty.
Fuck, it's a nightmare. And then I'll keep seeing ads for like True Classic TV or
Yeah.
t-shirts,
Oh.
and I go, "Aye, but £80 a t-shirt though."
Yeah, but you know what? You should be like, I do a podcast. Do you want to get ready with me and send me a couple of t-shirts and try them out?
I do a podcast with another fat cunt. You wanna-
Oh, just yes, anybody wants to send us anything, let us know. Oh, I thought you did
Visual Antics.
a wee bit of branding for Visual Antics there.
Thanks for the merch. There's some Dexter and Yums. I'm just gonna do an ad. Get ready with me on Dexter and Yums. Is that a wee
That's a Visual
hat?
Antics hat, yeah. I'll tell you why I'm wearing this one today, because it's a great hat. And also, I am filming my show this week, so I haven't shaved my head yet. I don't
right.
do it too much because my shave down, it's all sore and all.
Man, I wet shaved on like my beard line the other day and came out in a big rash.
Yeah, not sweet. You know, I actually like it this length. It doesn't look good, but it's nice to wear.
It still looks good though.
It feels soft and nice and.
No, I think it's still because you've a great shape of a head for a bald man.
It's worked, you know, because I probably should have embraced it a while ago, but thankfully, no. I look at old photos of myself and go, ugh.
I say I have to hang on to the death because I know what I look like bald and it's shocking.
Yeah, you did that for Edinburgh Bald, didn't you? One festival.
Yeah.
And just why did you go bald? Did
So
you do that yourself? or
at the
what was
time,
it?
it was basically I had this because my hair has been receding, so I thought I'll just start shaving my head, but not like down to the knob.
yeah.
I was like, I'll just fucking shave my head, and then I hadn't thought about growing a beard yet because at the time a ginger beard you got made fun of for it.
Yes.
Because it was pre-Vikings coming out.
Yes.
Uh,
Of course.
So I was shaving my head one day and I would just take the beard trimmer and take the clip off it and like run it around my face.
Yeah.
So and I noticed that I'd missed a bit of my head and I went, oh fuck, and forgot to put the clipper back on.
Yes.
And I had this big massive chunk came out of the middle of my head. I remember saying to like Rory Ward and Chrissy Bowes, I was like, well, I'll get away with it, won't I? And they were like, nah. Like, so I had to do the whole fucking thing. And yeah, first Edinburgh, 26, trying to pull.
Yeah. And
With
you
no
still,
money. I looked like Uncle Fester.
I was still waistcoat era too, wasn't
Yeah, it was waistcoat era, yeah.
Is that when you were living with us?
I was waistcoat era, and all the t-shirts were them t-shirts from River Island that had like a girl with big tits on it.
I mean, that's just my wardrobe all the time. I think I have a funny photo of you.
Or the one where the gay, the magazine?
I think so, yeah. I mean, anything gay's funny, isn't it? Like those guys. Those guys. Yeah, there it is. The classic.
You found that too quick.
Yeah, because you know why? Because there's a folder in here called Mickey looking like a cunt. The one is
5,000 images.
It's stuff like you've saved off of Twitter. You know, you've tweeted. So that's the very top one from years ago, and another
definitely post that along with the.
Is one I made Shane tweet at Boytown got deleted. Fuck, a lot of fun. Oh, I did.
That's some excellent Photoshop in there.
It's good.
That wasn't a Snapchat one. How'd you use that?
Butler.
Really?
Yeah. But there was one this is my favourite ever picture that I did of him. I made Butler edit it slightly, so it was just slightly off, and it's shit, but his eyes slightly crooked, and his ears. It's just enough to be like. So, and he's posted it a few times and gone, "Is that me?" Yes, my friend.
It was Geddes said to me once in Amsterdam where he made my tits look just slightly bigger, and I didn't even notice.
I don't know why I have that, but it's
What the fuck is that?
It's former middleweight boxer Carl Froch, a fan.
That's.
I don't know why
Fantastic.
she's doing that, but it's 10 out of 10. Oh, I mean, that's a lot of fun. Old Twitter photos are funny. See, just to see, you're like, wow,
Aye.
that's. I'd see if any other fun ones worth sharing. Nah.
You do miss the days of that sort of weird shit just being like, here, see this one.
Oh, I love that. And like, I missed Vine, I suppose, too. It was good fun. You know, all that. Like, I miss the good old days social media when it wasn't all just fucking. You know what? When people put stuff because they wanted to, not because they had to.
Aye.
You know, when they're like, this is funny to me, not, man, doing a show here and went, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Get over. But anyway, Mick, this has been
It's been a great therapy session. I actually feel good now. I needed that.
I feel nice. Well, you have to do a Patreon episode here for next half hour, and then you go.
All right, sweet.
So, you know, there you go. Get over to Patreon, see the rest of it. Mick, it's been a pleasure. Do you want to plug anything? You're still on tour?
On tour for the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going to record a special in Mandela Hall on the 1st of February. So tickets will be out.
Oh, when's that being
some point.
announced?
I'm announcing it's.
No?
Yeah.
It's exclusive.
I was supposed to get the tickets sorted out today, but I did nothing instead. But I'll be having tickets sorted this week.
But this will be out Thursday. So the tickets are live. I'll have the link, the ticket in the description. So you want to go to Mick's show?
Follow me on Instagram.
And follow me on Instagram at
Micky Bartlett.
straight up Micky Bartlett. No, nothing else. Just Micky
I
Bartlett.
think it's just Micky Bartlett, yeah.
You Johnny bastard.
Maybe an underscore. Can't remember. But anyway,
You'll find him anyway.
come see me
Mick,
record a special.
pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Love you.
I'm the sly guy.